Guys, welcome again. This is the second class, and now it is a laboratory class. I am taking half of this part for the theory, and then I will go for the laboratory. Okay, guys, uh, we have to perform some numericals on PMMC meter so that we can realize the multiplier, we can realize the shunt, how much amount of shunt is required, how much amount of uh, series multiplier is required for a specific case, and that's why we are going for a very suitable example on PMMC meter. And so many times you can find out this PMMC meter question for competitive exam, for your any gate exam. Uh, Generally, any competitive exam, you can find so many questions from the measurement side. Uh, as per me, it was 13% questions is coming from the measurement for electrical, and some of my students, those who are going for many UPSC exams and other competitive exams, they told that 27 to 32% of questions are coming from measurement. And in this measurement, PMMC, moving iron, dynamometer type, and some instrument, the TC, thermocouple, RTD. These are very important. LVDT. These are very the important topics. So that I am going details of this portion. So let's start. I hope all students are coming. Now this is a numerical. A PMMC instrument gives full scale deflection with 5 milliampere. Guys, one of you just asked me a question, that is, sir, how could I understand the IM? Look, here the full scale deflection means it is denoted your IM. Okay, full scale deflection is IM. So, and has a resistance of 5 ohm and a resistance of 5 ohm. So meter resistance Rm is the 5 ohm. Okay, calculate the resistance of the necessary components in order that instrument may be used as 2 ampere and 5 ampere in the ammeter, and 10 volt and the 100 volt for the voltmeter. Guys, I think you can understand the questions, and from this question it is covering all about basic related to the shunt, required shunt resistance calculation, and multiplier resistance calculation. This, okay. Say a PMMC can be used as a ammeter, then we need to calculate the shunt resistance, and this PMMC can also be used as a voltmeter. Then we have to calculate the volt series resistance. This is called multiplier resistance. So this is the main things, and sometimes they called, this is our lower range and this is our higher range. So different range, we have to select this type of shunt or series resistance. Now let's start. For the question number A, we know the multiplying factor for a ammeter is, I am denoting this in meter. This is in with some long tail. This is in nita. Here is the I by Im. Okay, you have seen so many times in previous slide. You have seen the multiplying factor over here. This is the multiplying factor I by I. Okay, so the I by Im is the here. So I is, what is I? We want to measure 2 ampere. First part A, 2 ampere. So I is main current. This is I is main current. Look here is I am using annotate. Here I is the 2 ampere, and full scale deflection. Im is full scale deflection is the 5 ohm. 5 ohm resistance, sorry, I is 5 milliampere, not 5 ohm, is a resistance, and I full scale deflection current is I milliampere, sorry, 5 milliampere. So 5 milliampere is 5 into 10 to the power minus 3. So multiplying factor is I by Im. I is the total current, which is 2 ampere we want to measure, and the full scale deflection current, that is Im, is the 5 into 10 to the power minus 3, because 5 milliampere we have to convert it into ampere. So this is coming 400. Okay, and we know the shunt resistance. What is the formula of the shunt resistance? Shunt resistance formula is this: Rs equal to Rm by multiplying factor minus 1. So uh, it is coming 0.002 ohm. This is the shunt resistance. So this amount of low resistance we should use for this purpose to measure this 2 ampere current. The next to max current will flow through this 0.002 ohm, and very nominal amount current will flow to the PMMC. Then we can measure this range, this type of 2 ampere range. Similar way, we can measure the 5 ampere in case we are using the 5 ampere. Same way, this is 5 ampere total current, and whenever it is flowing in two way, that is 5 milliampere, which is the full scale deflection current for the PMMC meter, and this is the IS shunt resistance current. Will differentiate. So this is the multiplying factor. I have to mention it. Multiplying factor neta is I by Im. I is the total current, which is 5 ampere, and Im is the full scale deflecting current or full scale deflection current. This is the 5 milliampere. So it is coming 5 into 10 to the power minus 3. It is coming 1000. Okay. So I need to measure the shunt resistance. Shunt resistance is RSH is the Rm by n neta minus 1. It is coming 5 by 1000 minus 1. It is coming 5 by 1000 multiplying factor minus 1. So it is coming 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 ohm, or it is say 0.005005. Okay, so this amount of shunt resistance is required to measure 5 ampere current whenever we are use the full scale deflection current of 5 milliampere PMMC meter. Okay, and part B. Look, for the part B, uh, just 1 minute. I want to see. Okay, for the part B, the question was just remember the question. Full scale deflection current is given here. Total is there. 5 ohm resistance is there. We need to measure 10 volt and 100 volt voltmeter. Once we need to measure 10 volt, and another time we need to measure the 100 volt. Okay, this is the main thing. Now, this is for uh, this is for 10 volt measurement. Look, here is the plus minus voltage is there, and here we attach a PMMC meter series with a R resistance which is connected in parallel case. Then we can measure the voltage, and load may be connected or may not be connected. So meter voltage drop V is the Im into Rm, which is 5 into 10 to the power minus 3. This is the Im is full scale deflection current, and Rm is the 5. So this is 25 millivolt. This is the total voltage, which is voltage drop across this path. This is 25 millivolt. Okay, so this is 25 millivolt. Now multiplying factor neta is the V by Vm. So V, it is this is mentioned here, total V is 10 volt. So V is 10 over here, and VM just we have evaluate. This is the VM is the 25 millivolt, means 10 to the power minus 3. So 10 by 25 into 10 to the power minus 3, it is coming 400. Okay, so we can now we can evaluate the series resistance. Series resistance is R. You can written over here R series, but don't write over RSH, because RSH indicates the shunt resistance, just like this. So either write RS R series totally, or just write R only. So R is the Rm into multiplying factor minus 1 for this voltmeter. So 5 into 400 minus 1, it is coming 1995 ohm. Look, for shunt resistance the value is very low, just like 0.005 ohm or 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 ohm. But in this case, for the series resistance, the value is very high. That is 1995 ohm, 1995 ohm, just like 2000 ohm, okay, 2k ohm. Then we are going for the second case. For the V equal to 100 volt. Same case, where multiplying factor we have to evaluate the multiplying factor, that is N. N is the 100 divided by 25 into 10 to the power 5, because this is the VM. So we know the multiplying factor is V by VM, means full voltage total voltage by this uh, meter voltage. So this is 100 by divided by 25 into 10 to the power minus 3. So this is coming 4000. Okay, so shunt resistance is sorry, this is series resistance is R, or R series equal to Rm into M minus 1. This is Rm is 5. It is given here 5 ohm internal resistance. Hence of this meter resistance means internal resistance, and multiplying factor is 4000 and minus 1. This is coming 19995 ohm. This is the numerical. Guys, from this two numerical you can find out the how how could you evaluate the series resistance for voltmeter, how could you evaluate the required shunt resistance for the ammeter. Okay, guys, have you any question regarding this? Then otherwise I will go for the next topic. Okay, now I am going for the next topic. This was about the range extension. And
सर एक चीज पूछना था सर।
हाँ जी, बोलो बोलो बोलो।
सर पूछना था कि रेंज एक्सटेंशन जो हम लोग करते हैं सर,
हाँ
इसमें मीटर का जो सर स्केल जो है, डायल में जो स्केल रहता है,
यस यस।
वो स्केल भी तो चेंज करना पड़ेगा सर।
हाँ, अगर देखो इधर एक लॉजिक है, तुमको अननोन रेजिस्टेंस या अननोन वोल्टेज या तो अननोन एम्पियर मेजर करना है। तुमको पता नहीं है ये 2 एम्पियर आ रहा है या 5 एम्पियर आ रहा है या 10 एम्पियर आ रहा है। ये हो भी सकता है। मैक्सिमम केस में हम लोग ये करते हैं, तब हम क्या करते हैं, मतलब मल्टीमीटर। मल्टीमीटर दो टाइप का होता है, एक डिजिटल मल्टीमीटर, एक एनालॉग मल्टीमीटर। तो एनालॉग मल्टीमीटर में यही पीएमएमसी और एमआई टाइप मीटर यूज होता है, क्योंकि एसी डीसी दोनों ही करना है। और क्या होता है, इसमें डिजिटल मल्टीमीटर में डिजिटल किया जाता है। तो उसमें जो रेंज सिलेक्ट करना है, जब अननोन है तब हम लोग को हाईएस्ट रेंज सिलेक्ट करना है। ठीक है, हाईएस्ट रेंज जैसे तुम सिलेक्ट करोगे, सोचो तुम एक 2 एम्पियर मेजर कर रहे हो। ठीक है, तुम्हारा जो करंट आ रहा है तुमको पता नहीं कितना है, लेकिन एक्चुअली वो आ रहा है 2 एम्पियर। तुमको पता नहीं है कितना एम्पियर आ रहा है आएगा, या तो कितने एम्पियर में तुम कर रहे हो। लेकिन तुम्हारा मल्टीमीटर में, तुम्हारा एनालॉग या डिजिटल मल्टीमीटर में तुम्हारा रेंज दिया है 1 एम्पियर, 5 एम्पियर, 10 एम्पियर। ठीक है, इस टाइप का कुछ रेंज दिया हुआ है। तो तुमको पहले करना है, पहले तुम जब अननोन एम्पियर को मेजर कर रहे हो या अननोन वोल्टेज को मेजर कर रहे हो, हाईएस्ट रेंज को सिलेक्ट करना है। यही जो हम लोग कुछ पहले हम ए वाला सिलेक्टर स्विच दिखाए ना, यही सिलेक्टर स्विच उधर है क्योंकि अलग अलग रेंज के लिए दिया है। सोचो ये 100 एम्पियर के लिए है, ये सॉरी 100 एम्पियर हम लोग इन मैनुअली हैंड में हम लोग यूज़ नहीं करते, वो सीटी देकर यूज़ करते हैं, ठीक है। तो वो बोलना भी बेकार है, लेकिन वोल्टेज के लिए सोचो, सोचो वोल्टेज इसमें हम लोगों को 440 वोल्टेज का रेंज है, इसमें 220 वोल्ट का रेंज है, इसमें 100 रेंज का वोल्ट है, इसमें 10 रेंज का वोल्ट है, ठीक है। तो हमको पता नहीं है कितना रेंज का हमको मेजर करना है, लेकिन हम जब सिलेक्ट करेंगे तब हाईएस्ट रेंज में चला जाएंगे, हाईएस्ट रेंज में जाकर उसको मेजर करेंगे। लेकिन देखो इसमें में भी आ रहा है 20 एम्पियर या सॉरी 20 वोल्ट का कुछ वोल्टेज दिया हुआ है। तो अगर 20 वोल्ट का वोल्टेज अगर हम 100 या तो ज़्यादा हाई रेंज में मेजर करेंगे तो उसमें क्या क्या आएगा, बहुत सारा पॉइंट 0000 आने के बाद तुम्हारा ये देगा। तो लास्ट तो डिजिट जो डिजिट आएगा लगभग वो कभी कभी आएगा, कभी नहीं भी आ सकता है। तुमको उसी टाइम को पता चलना चाहिए जो 0.000 ऐसा कुछ आ रहा है, उसका मतलब मेरा रेंज वेरी लो है। तो तुरंत नेक्स्ट स्टेप में आना है, नेक्स्ट स्टेप में आएगा, सोचो ये 100 रेंज का है, 100 रेंज में आएगा, तब देखोगे तुम्हारा पॉइंट पहले जितना जीरो से उतना जीरो से एक या दो जीरो कम होगा, 0.002 ऐसा कुछ आ रहा है, क्योंकि हमको 2 वोल्टेज सॉरी 220 वोल्ट या तो 2 वोल्ट कुछ मेजर कर रहा है। तो थोड़ा जाकर हम लोग को 0.00 में आकर 2 हो गया, नहीं ये भी मेरा हायर रेंज में हो रहा है, एग्जैक्टली नहीं आ रहा है क्योंकि पूरा 2 तो लास्ट में नहीं आना चाहिए। तो इसके बाद हम इस 10 वोल्टेज का रेंज में या तो कुछ रेंज है जो लोअर है उसमें जाएंगे, तब देखोगे जस्ट पॉइंट का बाद ही वो 2 आ जाएगा या 2 पॉइंट ऐसा कुछ आ जाएगा। तो तब तुमको पता चलेगा ये यही रेंज में ये आ रहा है, मतलब इसका रेंज एग्जैक्टली 2 एम्पियर या 2 वोल्ट या 20 वोल्ट जो भी तुम मेजर कर रहे हो उसी रेंज में आ रहा है, या उससे भी नीचे आ रहा है तब फिर नीचे वाला रेंज में जाकर एक बार देखना पड़ेगा। तब आएगा क्या 0.00 मतलब 20 का ऊपर दे रहा है, 20 मिली वोल्ट या 200 मिली वोल्ट का दे रहा है। तो ऐसे करके हम लोग लास्ट रेंज हम लोग सिलेक्ट करते हैं। तो मेजरमेंट का थंब रूल्स जो है, जो तुमको हाईएस्ट रेंज में अगर जाना है उसके बाद तुमको मेजर करना है, और फ्यू सेकंड के लिए अगर उससे भी ज़्यादा रेंज का है तो वो उसमें दिखा देगा ओवर वोल्टेज, या तो पॉइंटर एकदम हाईएस्ट में चला जाएगा, इन्फिनिटी रेंज में चला जाएगा, तुरंत तुमको मेजरमेंट बंद कर देना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। ये है मेजरमेंट का थंब रूल। गाइस, हैव यू एनी कंफ्यूजन? I think you get my answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any confusion? Hello, any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Uh, Now I am going for the our next topic, that is uh, it was application, then range extension, ठीक है। ये दो टॉपिक हो गया, बाकी दो टॉपिक तुम्हारा जो सिलेबस में है इफेक्ट ऑफ टेम्परेचर एंड डिसएडवांटेज एडवांटेजेस, ओके। Guys, now I am going for the effect of temperature. Yes, yes. Temperature effects on PMMC meter. Now, if uh, we all know the construction of a PMMC, there is a one coil. In PMMC, there is a one coil and a magnetic field. To provide the magnetic field, we are using a north pole and south pole or a permanent magnet. And there is a spring, spring giving us the controlling torque. So there is a three torque is required, three force are required to make a analog instrument, that is uh, that is deflecting torque, that is provided by the interaction of moving coil and your magnetic field, okay. And the restoring torque or a controlling torque is given by your spring, and the damping torque is given by the gravitational damper, weight damper, etc., which is at the end of the pointer there is a small weight is there, okay. Now if the temperature is arise or temperature is changed, then what happens, then you can see, then the spring constant may be changed or maybe not, actually changed, the resistance of this coil will be also changed. Okay, and these two will be generally changed if the temperature will change. So we need to see this relationship. That is, if temperature is changed, then the spring constant or the spring capacity, you may say, uh, stiffness, this is also changed in uh, inverse way. Okay, so if temperature is rise, then spring constant is going down. If temperature is decreased, then spring constant will increase. Okay, so this spring constant and effects on the controlling torque. Controlling torque TC is K into theta. Theta is rotational movement, angular movement. So theta into K. So K is controlling torque is dependent on the controlling torque is dependent on this K. So K is proportional, directly proportional to the TC. This is the controlling torque. So if temperature is deflecting, then spring constant is inversely proportional. So whenever K is inversely proportional, then controlling torque is also inversely proportional to the temperature. So then it will hamper the controlling torque also. Okay, and so whenever temperature is increasing, then our spring became so loose. So say at 20 degree centigrade, say 10 ampere causes 30, 30 degree angle move, movement. But if the same 10 ampere but temperature is 80 degree centigrade, then it may causes 35 or 40 degree angle movement. So same 10 ampere is applied, but the angular movement is different. So it may causes hamper or it may causes error in your PMMC meter. Another way, temperature also inversely proportional to the flux density. So first one, temperature hamper the controlling torque, and temperature also hampering the deflecting torque. This is temperature is proportional to 1 by B. B is the flux density. If temperature is increased, then flux density will decrease. So deflecting torque also decreasing. So whenever temperature is increasing, then deflecting torque will also reduced. So you can see if temperature is changed, then deflecting torque also changed and controlling torque also changed. Now deflecting torque opposed by the controlling torque means spring is opposing the movement of the pointer, means it is opposing the deflecting torque. But if the temperature is changed, then both the controlling torque also reduced and both the deflecting torque also reduced. So what happens? It will nullify each other at least a very maximum to maximum. Means say I am saying now 20 degree centigrade. We are applying 10 ampere. Then deflecting torque is say it is showing uh, this is 10 ampere. But whenever it is going to the 80 degree centigrade, very high temperature, 80 degree centigrade is very high where human can not there. In case of furnace, you can find this type of temperature, but no human person can stay there. I am saying for just example purpose. Uh, at that here, uh, this 10 ampere don't do not do this, then it will reduce the 9.5, say 9.5, I'm not saying exactly, or I can't say exactly, this is for assumption. So deflecting torque also reduced and controlling torque also reduced. So what happens? Then it will just going to the equilibrium stage each other. But in this case, we need some compensation. So how could we do this? Look, when T is rise, temperature is rise, Rm also rise. Means the resistance of the meter also rise. Okay, and then Im is automatically reducing. So theta is proportional to the Im. So in this way we are applying this. So what happens? So we have to mention some, we have to apply some resistance for the all purpose time. This resistance is called RSW. This is called swamp resistance. Okay, this is called swamping resistance. This resistance is made of manganese and constant. Just like the picture, you can see the picture uh, here. Look here. This is the galvanometer. They are showing that it's the galvanometer. This is the PMMC meter. It is galvanometer or PMC meter, a PMMC meter. This is the shunt resistance. But at that moment, I told you, don't go for this resistance. This resistance is there now. This is swamping resistance. This is also a series resistance because current is making uh, because this resistance is uh, very hard. Maybe temperature is changed or not changed. This temperature, this resistance will not change. So what happens if this swamp resistance is there? If swamp resistance is there, so what happens? All purpose it is, say it is a 10 ohm resistance. At 20 degree, this is 10 ohm. At 30 degree, this is 10 ohm. At 50 degree, this is also 10 ohm. And 80 degree, also 10 ohm or 10.001 ohm. Okay, so all this time, this PMMC meter, the internal resistance became 10 ohm, and this resistance is very low because the coil resistance 0.001 ohm or maybe 0.01 ohm. So 10.0 ohm is total resistance of the PMMC meter. PMMC internal resistance. So this way we can compensate this effect, temperature effect, by using our swamp resistance. One more thing, in every meter there is a something temperature mention is there because you are using a meter at the North Pole or South Pole, where yeah, the Greenland, where it is Netherlands, Greenland, etc., where generally 7 degree temperature or below 0 degree temperature, and same meter voltmeter you are using in Rajasthan and any other way, there must be different. So the temperature range also mentioned there because we are using just like a sump resistance is there, then it will act good in the this type of range where the temperature is varies. Okay, this is the main effect of the temperature resistance. And now from this area we can find out the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, what are the advantages of the PMMC meter? Look, PMMC meter, PMMC meter can use, uh, guys, you can see this advantages. Its accuracy level is very much high. So maximum cases when our engineers are going to calibrate any other instrument, we generally use the PMMC meter because the accuracy level of this meter is very high rather than MI instrument or any other instrument. This is the main advantages. Another advantage is as the PMMC meter does not deal with the AC current or AC signal, then it is obviously free from harmonics distortion. If there is some AC, there may be harmonics. If harmonics is there, then it is causes another problem. But as it is only deals with the DC, as DC has no harmonics, so it will no harmonics distortion will be given. Another point is their advantages. PMMC can give the average value of a DC system or the DC circuit. Okay, now we are coming to the disadvantage. What are the disadvantage of the PMMC meter? Disadvantages is that uh, it is not applicable for the AC signal measurement. If you want to measure a AC signal, then it will not be able because it only used for the DC. And as the PMMC permanent magnets, spring, etc. are used over there, that's why the cost of the PMMC meter much higher than the MI type instrument. Moving iron type instrument is cost hardly 50 rupees, whereas the same range DC PMMC meter cost is 500 rupees. And by using the MI type instrument, you can measure DC as well as AC. So the MI type instrument is very much cheaper and it is wanted. But in that case, PMMC meter deals with the PMMC meter can deals with the DC and its accuracy level is high. So therefore, we are preferring MI type instrument rather than an PMMC type instrument. This is the disadvantage because the cost is high. Okay, and the temperature problem. Look here, if we use the temperature problem, then it's various type of deflecting torque, controlling torque can be changed. So we have to mention the particular temperature range, particular multiplier, etc., etc. Then it is the limitation. It's became the limitation for the PMMC meter. Okay, and now it is very narrow range. The range is generally 100 milliampere to 500, 100 milliampere for the current and 50 millivolt for the voltage. This is its range. But we we are using the multiplier or we are using the shunt resistance. Then we can extend the 100 milliampere to the 110 ampere hardly or maybe 1 ampere range. And for the 50 millivolt, if we use the shunt resistance, multiplier, this is series resistance, then we can use hardly 200 volt, hardly 50 volt, etc. But we never go for high range. But in case of 10 ampere, then we have to, for the AC, then we are using in the MI type instrument, that or the dynamometer type instrument. This is the main things for this purpose. Guys, I think you can understand regarding these topics. And I have you if you have a question, you have a question, you can answer, you can ask me. Guys, have you any question? You may ask me. Now, then I will ask to all of you one question. In a PMMC meter, if one spring is cutted, in PMMC meter, if you just remember the construction, there is two spring is there, two hair spring is there, but if one spring is cutted, then what happens? This is my question. Anyone can answer? This is a gate type question. In gate, there is some question uh, because in MI type instrument there is only one spring is there, but in PMMC type instrument there is a two spring is there. So I can ask you, if one spring is cut or one spring is abolished, damaged, not connected, then what happens?
सर ऑसिलेशन ज्यादा होगा सर इंडिकेटर में.
Or anyone? Anyone? Anyone else? If a spring is cut or cut down for the PMMC meter, what happens? Just remember the picture and then you can answer. Anyone else? Piyush Thakur, Deepa Kumari, anyone? This is the conceptual question, guys. If you just read or study, then you just became mm, only a memory box. You have to gain some sense. This is one step, one step you have to go. if you increase your sense level of sense, then not only for measurement you have to, you can automatically it increase all over your technical skill, technical sense to the other subject also. So just remember and try it. Okay, if you say no, I don't answer, I just sit here and don't say anything, then your sense level will be decreased. Anyone can answer. Please enjoy this question answer. It is very interesting.
सर
हाँ बोलो.
सर वर्क नहीं करेगा सर.
Okay, Raman Poddar. Okay, another anyone else? If one spring is cut down, then what happens for the PMMC meter? Okay, only 2 minutes left. Then I answer. Look, in PMMC, just go for the construction. In PMMC, there is a two spring, and this two spring uh, work fulfill the two purpose. One is it's used for the controlling torque, and another is it it's it supply the current to the coil. So coil has the two terminal, one is positive and another is negative. So two spring is connected each other. One is positive and one is negative. So if I cut one spring, then what happens? Then either positive or negative may cut down. So circuit will be break. Whenever circuit will break, then what happens? The PMMC will stop working, and what happens? Uh, it is coming, whereas it is whenever it is stop working, it will not stay. I'd say it is measuring the 2018 question, gate question was there. A PMMC meter is just measuring, say something is 3 volt, yeah, 3 ampere. At that moment, I cut one spring. What happens? It was the question. So thank you to all those who enjoy this question and answer. The PMMC meter will not work because the spring is working as well as controlling torque, and it is working as the connector to provide the supply. So once you disconnect the supply, then what happens? Then it will the deflecting torque will reduce, deflecting torque will total zero. And as there is a one spring is still there, look, spring is provide another purpose, that is controlling torque, means it will restoring, means the pointer will again come to the zero position. But as there is a one spring is there, another spring is not working, so one spring is there, it will provide the controlling torque. Then the spring pointer will come to the zero due to the only one spring. And because no deflecting torque, so because no power is there, no flux is there, flux by the coil, so no deflecting torque, so only one spring can